Happy December, my loves. We have made it to almost the end of the year. Can you believe it? A lot of you have been around for the whole year, and it has been a wild freaking ride. So many amazing things have happened this year, and right now in these last few weeks is a great time to start to process how the year went and strategize how to make 2020 even better. That doesn't mean that there's nothing left to do in December. Right now is a great time to reach out to those customers, remind them that December the 13th is the cutoff for regular shipping so that they can make sure that they get any gifts that they wanted to order in time for the holidays. So make sure that you're letting them know, talking about it over and over again, campaigning about that. I also posted a video from Sherry Brown in our team page, which was really great. She talked about some of these same things if you didn't get a chance to talk about it. But one of the things that she was talking about is kind of these seasons in your business, and that's very true. I often call this business a roller coaster, and it's a lot of ups and downs, and maybe you're kind of feeling that withdrawal or that dip down as we move into November. That's totally normal. Into December. November was high volume, super big surge. Well, over the next week or two, you're going to have some orders, but then you're going to start to notice a drawback. Because why? Everybody's celebrating the holidays. They're moving out of their shopping mode. Okay, there are some things that you can do to keep pushing sales through the end of the month. And my favorite thing to do is focus on New Year's Eve. And so I do all my glam looks in the first couple of weeks of December. I'm talking about smoky eyes. I'm talking about how to contour. I'm talking about how to get your brows on fleek. I'm talking about how to keep your makeup lasting all night long, so that people are thinking New Year's Eve and they're starting to think, oh, am I going out for New Year's Eve? I probably need this new glitter, like whatever. I probably need that glitter liner that she's using in that video. I probably need that red lipstick that she's got on because that would be nice with whatever I'm doing for New Year's Eve. Okay, so we're going to start to have to shift, and that's normal. There's a lot of shifting in this business from month to month and from week to week. So this next upcoming week between now and our next team call, I would focus exclusively on the expedited shipping. Nobody wants to pay extra for shipping. I would let them know that standard shipping is guaranteed up until December the 13th to arrive by Christmas, and make sure you're letting everybody know. When we talk about this idea of a roller coaster, there's a lot of highs and a lot of lows. What is important to run this marathon that we're in is not to attach to the highs, because they taste really good. When you promote, when you get that big ticket sale, that feels good. It gets the endorphins going. It's like a hit of a drug, right? But also when you dip down, it feels terrible. You know, you're like, oh, I haven't had any sales in a couple of days. So-and-so was really like negative in the messages or whatever. I got a troll on one of my videos. So when you face the negativity, it can feel like that's all there is. And the key is to not attach to the highs and remember that the lows don't last either. We want to try to ride in the middle and not give our success or our failures too much power in our sense of self-worth. Your worth is not determined by how much you're getting in sales. Your worth is not determined by how many people like your videos. And your worth is not determined by the trolls out there that are going to write nasty messages or send you genitalia pics, okay? It has nothing to do with the caliber of presenter that you are. We are constantly growing. We are constantly getting better. And we need to remember that this is just part of the process. All right, so remember that as you start to ebb and flow in your business, how to, kind of just neutralize your emotions. This is a business. My emotions don't need to be involved in all of this, right? We need to regulate that. One of the things that I do to keep my business kind of at a level of like neutrality is I stay organized. So when I'm not having a big surge of orders, I take that time to get caught up in my other areas. I clean my office. I organize my binders. So if you're new and you haven't been around for a little while, in the Glam Squad under files, there's a binder list, and it's a bunch of different forms that you can print out to help you stay organized in your business. I specifically recommend using the customer orders tracker. And this is what I do. This is how I keep my business going. Every month I print a page. Some months are better than others, and there's 2 pages, okay? So when I think about cycling through my customers, Sherry Brown was talking about group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. That's awesome. That's her way of doing it. I do it by month, and I keep it on a 3-month rotation. So it's December. I'm going back to August and September and messaging all of the people that bought from me. Hey girl, how's it going? You know, did you need a refill on that BB cream that you got back in, August? Is it time to is that color still working for you? Do you need a winter shade? All of that kind of stuff. All of this follow-up is what's going to keep your business steady, right? We don't want our sales to spike. If you start to notice that, last month you had $5,000 in sales, and then this month, right now, it's the 5th of the month and you're still sitting on a 0, you might want to think about trying to stabilize that by going back to some of your customers that haven't bought from you in a little while and creating this steadier flow. Right? So that we're not peaking and dropping down and peaking and dropping down, because that feels like heart failure, right? We want a nice, natural pace. And the way to do that is to stay organized. So when you're in a slump and you're feeling like your business isn't doing a bunch, that is the time to go in, organize yourself, get your checklists, update your binders, go back and watch those training videos that you wanted to watch, and get yourself back in planning mode, so that when we come to January and it's a huge recruiting thing, you're ready. January has always been one of our absolute best recruiting months. We've had 30 to 40 people on average in January join. Why? New year, new you. Everybody wants to rewrite their life. That's why the gyms are packed around 2020, and that's why everybody's committing to resolutions. It's a time to really contemplate changing your life and doing things. So this is a great time to recruit and talk about the business and plant those seeds right now. Plant the seeds right now. Talk about how this business has blessed you. Talk about if you're able to buy some Christmas presents that you weren't able to buy before. Talk about how, having this sense of community and the sisterhood is really great around this time of year, because you have the winter blues and you never had a lot of people that you could reach out to, like all of the benefits that you're getting from this business are how you plant seeds for people that need a change. And what kind of change do we demonstrate? Be honest about it. Even if it's not your story, you could tell someone else's story. I could tell Rachel's story about how she was in this business and then she quit. And then she was in this business again and then she dropped off again. And then finally she said, I'm done playing and I'm going to go all in. And you know what? She's got a balcony suite coming up on this cruise, right? Her first one, she got a better room than me. That's the story I'm going to tell. I'm going to talk about the 3 girls, Tina, Rachel, and Holly, that all earned better rooms than me. Because this business is about how hard you work, not your status, right? They worked harder than me. They deserve better rooms than me, and I'm proud of them. But a lot of people have it in their minds that, only the top statuses get stuff. That's not true. And they are a clear example. They are not at the same status as me. They're on my team, and they've all out-earned me when it comes to the cruise. So that is something to talk about. That's exposing people and educating them about this business in a new way. They can see I do it too. If she can do it, I can do it too. So when you're thinking about your posting, be very intentional in a way that says, how is the message going to be received? Yes, April, I saw you raise your hand. I unmuted you. Wait, I think we're unmuting Battle.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to ask you if you could mute everybody else because I can't hear you.
I did. I'm so sorry.
There's so much background I can't hear nothing.
Okay. I think I muted everybody now. Is that better? Thumbs up. Was there a lot of I'm sorry, because I was on a roll too. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, so now is the time to plant those seeds for recruiting. And I'm planning on doing a week of recruiting a blitz. So if anybody wants to do that with me, I'm dedicating 1 hour every single day for 7 days. So it is a time investment, but when you have priorities, you make time. And that's just how I feel about it. I know we're all busy, and I know we've got 1,000 things going on this holiday season, but growth in my business is my #1 priority. So I'm going to find a freaking way to carve out 1 hour a day to send messages, follow up, and work on recruiting. I want to become a master at this. I am not good at it. I'm not good at it yet. I have always struggled with recruiting, and that's one of the reasons why my team has been slow growing. But I've recruited good people. I think I can do a better job, and I think we all as a team could do a better job at recruiting. So I'm no longer accepting this idea that I'm not good at it. I can learn anything if I put my mind to it, and that's how I believe that I've been successful in my life so far, is because I just know that if I put my mind to it, I can figure it out. Everything is figure outable, right? So I'm going to spend an entire week, 1 hour a day. It's only 7 hours in the grand scheme of things, figuring this shit out, because I hate that I hate that I'm not good at it. And I want to be good at it because I know more people need this business, and I want to see more people being successful. And I know that it's changing lives. Look at all of you. It's changing lives. I know it is. So, I mean, April, blue status, that's huge, huge. Let's give up a little clap for Miss April, because there were times when she wanted to quit. And let me tell you a little bit about her. Even on like the 20th of the month, she was like, I don't think it's going to happen. And I was like, just hold on. Just keep pushing. And she did. She leaned in. She trusted me. She went hard. She didn't take her foot off the pedal, and she promoted. And we're so freaking proud of you, April. So freaking proud of you. All right. So we're going to do, yes, Paige wants to be in on the recruiting blitz. Yes. Okay, good. So, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it up, and really I have no plan other than I know that if I just carve that time out, I'll start to figure it out. I'm going to watch some videos on recruiting. I'm going to send messages. That's the main thing, is that I'm probably not sending enough messages. That's why I'm not getting enough results, right? Because if I send messages for sales, I get sales. I need to send more messages. That's all. I think it is. I hope. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carve out the time next week, 1 hour a day, focus solely on recruiting so that 2020 actually manifests what I hope it can. I posted this graphic the other day in the Glam Squad, and it was my growth chart, okay? I hope, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this was 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. All right, the first time I hit green was in February of 2016, and that year I only hit it 4 times. I only hit green 4 times. So my mission was to figure out how to keep hitting green. The next year, I did it 6 times. The next year, I did it 9 times, and we promoted orange. This year, 11 times. And we promoted purple, and I've hit orange 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So each year I've gotten progressively better because I keep starting, like at the end of the year, I go back and I say, okay, what was good about this year? Where are my weaknesses? Where are my strengths? Who do I need to pour into? Who's running? And I just kept turning those dials on my Rubik's Cube. And now, guys, to do, I want you to take a step back, look at what you've done successfully, look at what you could get better at, and then put all of your energy into leveraging what you're good at, because if you're good at it, you're going to like it, you're going to want to do it more, right? And then look at where you're weak at and go back and say, okay, I'm not going to accept that I'm not good at this. I'm going to figure it out. And trust that your big, beautiful brain is going to guide you there. All right. I think that most of the time we live in self-doubt, but courage and confidence comes from one foot in front of the other. Just believe you can. If you are sitting there thinking, I'm not sure, then you need to dig back into some more personal development. And I know a really great book that you could get if you're interested. Okay. All right, enough of that shameless plug. So yes, organization is key. Remember this roller coaster thing. Another really quick thing that I'm doing to kind of keep my sales up in December, and then we'll open it up for questions. One of the things that I'm doing in November, what I did, and I talked to you guys all about this, and it was Rachel's idea actually, was to do the tag teaming, and I asked people to let me tag them in my posts. I ended up having 15 people that agreed to let me tag them throughout the month. And so I'm going back to all of those people and I'm offering them $10 in YCash as a thank you. Now, granted, you have to have that much YCash at $150, but I do because last month, Hello was so amazing and all my orders went on my own parties. So now I've got this nice chunk of YCash that I can use. And I'm going to all of my customers and I'm gifting them $10. You know why that's genius? Because there is nothing on our website that's $10 except for the pink eye pluckers, whatever, brow pluckers, tweezers. That's what they're called, tweezers. Okay, there's nothing on our website that's $10. So what does that mean? They're going to buy something, and yes, I'm going to give them $10, but the rest of it is going to count as PRS. The rest of it is going to count as a sale. So it might not end up being a $200 order. Sometimes it will. They'll just love that I gave them $10 off and they'll load up their cart. But even if they just buy a mascara, it's still going to count as $19. A 4D is still going to count as $19 PRS. And if I do that 15 times, what's 15 times 19? I'll get my calculator out because my brain ain't thinking like that. 15 times 19. $285. That's another qualified party. That's $28 in YCash that I'm going to get from that. That's what would that be? 28, that's like $50 in commissions that I'm going to get off of that, all by going back to the people that supported me last month and thanking them with a $10 YCash gift. So even if they weren't your tag team, let's just say they shared something, or you have a business page and you have top fans. Who has a business page? And you know how it organizes your top fans? You could go back to your top fans and say, as a reward for being my top fan, I want to give you $10 in YCash. Right? So you stack all that up depending on how much YCash you have. I've got several $100s, so I'm planning on giving it all away. I don't need it. I got more makeup coming out. I got makeup coming out my ears. I got boxes and boxes and boxes. I don't need another makeup thing for the rest of the year. Right? So I'm just going to pay it forward to my customers, to my loyals, to my ride or dies. So those are some great ways that I would like to share with you guys for kind of getting a little bit more sales before the winter comes, because winter is coming. That's a Game of Thrones reference for anybody that is okay, good.
You don't know how many times I've heard that, literally. Okay, not a funny meme to me.
Winter, oh yeah, winter is coming. All right. So those were the couple of things that I wanted to go over, but what I'd like to do is open it up for questions. And remember that you are on mute, so you'll have to unmute yourself if you have any questions. I would also like, before I do that, I would like to welcome Trish and whoever 443-2183 last 4 digits is, because I don't know your number by heart. It's not showing up, but thank you guys for coming in after we started. And a shout out to Trish Tyler for being in the 500 club already. Yeah, that's a big accomplishment. So, all right, you guys, who has questions? Who needs help with their business? Wow. Crickets. Crickets. I know you have questions. Don't speak now. Listen, if you really want your business to thrive, then you have to be willing to speak up, right? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's a country saying. Nancy's gonna come on in.
I need help with recruiting. So
you're gonna do recruiting blitz with me next week?
Yes.
Don't roll your eyes at me like that.
I'm not rolling my eyes. I had somebody on the fence, but
I can't talk to you right now. I'll talk to you as soon as I'm done.
Okay, because it's about your next book.
Okay, I'm not writing a book right now. I need you to go. I'm in the middle of something. Okay. Christian, get out. Nancy is struggling with recruiting. Raise your hand if you feel like recruiting is the hardest part of this business. I feel like it is. I feel like it is for sure. So I think we all could use a little bit better focus on how to recruit in a non-icky way, right? Like, how do we add on? Could you please stop? That's very loud. I'm allowed to hide any chocolate I want in there, and it's a shame that you even know it's there. I'm gonna have to put it somewhere else. All right, sorry. I think that as a group, we're all really smart, and I think if we come together, we could probably, like, at least strategize ideas and like ways that works for you and what works for me and what works for so-and-so, and kind of put that all together in a brain trust. So in fact, I'm thinking maybe Sunday, if anybody wants to do it on Sunday's usually a pretty good day. Sunday, let's do a recruiting call solely on strategies for recruiting. I'm writing this down right now. Also, anybody with $500 in sales by the middle of the month is going to get a leadership call. And I'm just going to tell you right now, the leadership call is Black Status Jen Harris. She's been a convention speaker twice. She is a freaking boss. So if you want to pick her brain, you want to get in that. And all you have to do is recruit one person before the 15th or sell $500 before the 15th. So those are the two requirements. Either one of those, either add a new business partner or sell $500, and you're going to get direct access to Black Status Jen Harris. I love her. She's a firecracker. She's super smart in the green way. Do you guys know if you're a green, blue, red, or okay?
I'm a yellow.
I'm a yellow. I'm a yellow too. But she's a green, and her brain is analytical, and she lives in spreadsheets and numbers and how to kind of like, I don't know. She's just smart. She's just smart. So it's go ahead.
If anybody is interested, also, I just got her email for her training in York, Pennsylvania.
And I was asked to speak there.
And that was actually my first training ever. And Veronica signed up, I think 2 days before, and I grabbed her and we went together, and that was like life-changing. So if anybody wants that information, let me know, because I got the email, like a pre-release. I don't know if it's in Eventbrite yet.
Did she list any of the speakers?
I don't think so. No, just that it's coming up, that it's coming this spring, that it's in York. and the
Yeah,
dates
so
and
I was
stuff like
asking
that. So
that when it's April. I'll tell you the dates so that you guys can mark it on your calendars. It's in PA for those Page PA training in April. I know Paige is in PA, Veronica, April. You guys are close enough to drive down. Even Rachel's close enough to drive down to PA. I already have it in my
Yeah, I
calendar.
drove down to the last one. It's only like 2
yeah,
2
Rachel
hours.
was there.
Yeah, I
Rachel was there for that. It was me, Veronica, Rachel, Sherry, and Shauna
Awesome.
went
Anna?
to that. Shanna, yeah.
April 25th, Saturday, April 25th in York, PA is a training for Jen Harris's Black Status. It's going to be a great training. In March, there's going to be one on March 21st in Ohio for anybody that's close to Ohio, within driving distance of Ohio. It's Black Status 1, Megan Dashley, who I absolutely adore. She asked me to speak at that training. It's in Cincinnati, which is my hometown, so it's my homecoming, like my first chance to do it. Like I'm gonna buy my grandma a ticket and I'm gonna make her come watch me talk, because it's the first chance that she's had to see me actually speak publicly, and she's 83, so it might be the only time. But anyway, I got big plans for that one. And then also Amber Voigt has one in Minnesota or Minneapolis. When is it, Rachel? Because Rachel and I are tag team, and we're speaking at that one together in February.
I don't know. I don't know why I want to say the 2nd, but I could be wrong. I can't remember exactly. I have it written down.
In February. So there's a training in February, there's a training in March, there's a training in April. If you guys want to level up your business, you have to get to these trainings. And speaking of trainings, I still have a couple of discount tickets for convention. So most of you already have tickets for convention, but if you've been thinking about going to convention, it's in Denver in August. Right now we have 25 of our baddest on this team going, and I cannot wait because convention is like my favorite thing in the year. So anyway, I just wanted to get all of those things on the table. And then Nancy, yes, we are going to do the recruiting thing. So Sunday we're going to have a call and we're just going to talk all things recruiting, and then for 7 days, 1 hour a day is going to be solely dedicated to recruiting. A complete hour, no weird scrolling, no Netflixing, no Candy Crush, just 100% 1 hour, 60-minute blitz to recruiting. And I cannot imagine that if you do that 7 days in a row, you're not going to figure it out. I can't imagine that we're not smart enough to figure that out. So anybody that wants to participate, that is available.
Marie?
Yes, Kate.
I feel like I'm kind of out of the loop, like with convention. Do we need to, like, when do we book, like, a room and that kind of stuff?
I'm not booking a room right now. It's not until August. And I think what we're going to try to do is maybe what we did last year in Orlando is we got 3 different townhouses and the whole squad stayed in a bunch of townhouses. Denver's very expensive. So Unique does have hotel blocks and they will be discounted, and it might be cost effective for you guys to all team up, and like, because you can fit 4 people in a room, and if that's a way to split the cost, that might be one way, and that way we're all in the same hotel instead of in 3 different houses. But I'm not really familiar with the layout of Denver too much. I need to talk to, I have some family there, so I'm going to ask them what they suggest. But I haven't looked forward to that yet because it's still so far away.
Okay, so we should wait and...
Yeah, don't feel like you have to book anything just yet. Unique hasn't even opened up the housing block.
Okay.
But last time we all stayed together, and I loved that. I loved that we were all, well, except for Rachel. She's off somewhere else with all those damn kids. But besides that, we were all pretty much together, and that was really sweet to be able to spend so much time with everyone. Hey, Tina.
Hello.
Do you recommend a certain time to book a flight, or is that way off?
You could start looking. I haven't. I'll probably really start thinking about it in February, maybe March,
Okay.
because that's 5 months out. I feel like we still got a lot of time before convention. But if you are thinking about it, and Kate's already got a ticket, but if anybody needs a ticket, I've got them discounted. I think on the site right now they're up to $250, $249, but I still have some for $199. So as you guys have your new teamies, if they want to come, I've got a couple tickets left, so we can add them into my early bird convention tickets. All right.
Thank you, Marie.
You're welcome. Nancy, did I answer your question about recruiting, or did you need anything else? Did you have another question? Was that I couldn't hear you.
But on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna
Sunday.
do the
We'll
call
talk
on
about
Sunday
things
and
with
figure
Ray.
it out from there.
Okay, good. Does anybody else have anything that they want to talk about or questions? In fact, I actually am not going to answer the next question. I want another body to answer the next question.
I had something I just wanted to add into the whole loop of things.
Go.
Something that I've learned that I learned, don't wait till the last minute to recruit. It's trying on your nerves. If you're looking to promote anytime in the next 3 months, recruit now. It's the hardest leg of promoting, in my opinion, because we sell all the time. That's what we do. And the harder you work, the more you'll sell, and that's evident. I never thought in a million years I would sell as much makeup as I did last month. I didn't think it was humanly possible. And like, people crawled out of the woodwork to support me and support my promotion. And my hardest last leg was recruiting, and luckily Trish fell right into my lap. She was like my golden nugget sitting right in front of my face the whole time. And it just took me a while to realize, like, why is she not doing this with me? Like, she is perfect for this, and I offered the opportunity and she jumped, and my jaw hit the ground.
And that's a big key, because how long
Don't
have you known
wait.
her?
How long have I known
her
Trish?
before you asked her?
20 years, probably.
Okay. So she had been sitting there the whole time
Uh-huh.
and you didn't ask.
No.
And so you didn't have.
Nope.
I think a lot of times we talk ourselves out of asking the people that we should be asking, because we're worried about rejection and we're worried about their opinion. But I mean, also, she might not have said yes before. You never know. She might have said no because you hadn't, done the work yet. You hadn't been showing up on lives. You never know.
Well, no. Yeah. Well,
But
I didn't get to blue quickly. You know what I mean? This is something that, shit, Marie, if you think about it, we talked about this. I was supposed to try to hit pink by February. Do you remember? We had this discussion in November of last year, and I was trying to hit pink by February, which I didn't think was ever going to happen. And then Veronica joined my team in March, and I hit pink for the first time in April because Veronica joined. And then I hit pink in April, I hit pink in May, and I never hit pink again because I had no recruit. Everyone that joined, I had 9 people join my team that just were kidnappers. So nobody wanted to do this. They just took the makeup and ran. And you can't count on everybody wanting to do this. And I really had to learn that the hard way, that, recruiting is a huge piece of this. We say, book, sell, sponsor, but I just dropped the sponsor ball drastically.
And there are so many things tied. It's not just promotions. It's first line and car bonuses that are also tied directly to your ability to recruit. In order to get the first line and the car bonus, you have to have at least one person in their fast start window with at least $50 in sales. And it is the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen to watch one of my hardest workers miss that bonus because they didn't have somebody on their team. It is just heartbreaking. So we want to eliminate that. We want to move smarter into 2020, and we want to make sure that we're all recruiting like a boss.
I know that feeling. I never ever got a car bonus. I never ever hit fast start, bonuses. I never got any of those things. And it didn't matter how hard I worked. You know what I'm saying? It was that, people were just kidnapping, so the ability was there. It just wasn't coming through. You know what I mean? And that's a blow to your mentality and your heart. Like, why? It kind of gets you in that point where I worked so hard and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm just still not happening. And then you get in this mindset of, what the fuck am I doing this for? Like, why am I doing this? Why am I bothering? And you can't let those days creep up on you. I mean, I can't even say I don't, because I let them creep up on me. But now I'm learning that we all have a bad day. You just got to get up and start over in the morning, and you got to just give it 100% the next day. It's okay to have a bad day. You just don't have to live there.
Yeah, don't let it turn into a bad week. A bad day's fine. A bad week's not, because then you're spiraling, right? And it's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning, this roller coaster, not attaching to the highs, not getting lost in the lows. Do not let a bad day spiral. The moment you realize you had a shitty day, you need to phone a friend, right? You need to call me. You need to message somebody that you know that will pick you up. You need to get into some personal development. Do not let a bad day turn into a bad week.
Unfortunately, it's so quick. Your mind is your worst enemy, and it's so easy to let it get the best of you. And there's you just you just told everybody, like, 22 days into the month, and I was like, it's never gonna happen. Why am I bothering? Who was I thinking? Who was I kidding, thinking I could hit blue? And I did. So I mean, it's possible. You just have to recruit. Just recruit, okay? That's all I got to say. Don't wait till the last hour to figure it out.
I think we've decided as a team our focus needs to be on recruiting. I think everybody will feel stronger, better, and faster with a wider base, right? Like, that's just how it goes. Many hands make a light load. So, when you're thinking $2,000 by yourself, that's a lot to get to pink. But if you had 4 or 5 people on your team, the camaraderie of that and the excitement and the energy of that makes it happen a lot easier. So that's where our focus is going to be. We're going to work on recruiting all through December and most of January, but also in January, I think I'm going to do another pink group. So if you guys have some new people on your team that are starting to work, that are starting to do the damn things, I think we're going to have another pink group, because I think we're starting to get ready for that. I think we're feeling the momentum. Did anybody else have any questions or things that they wanted to add to the team call before we get out of here? On that note, I will wish you well, and I will talk to you on Sunday. For anybody that wants to tune in, I will post about it in the group. I will make sure that you guys know. It's probably going to be like Sunday afternoon, maybe like 12 or 1 East Coast time. All right. Love you guys. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you next time.